And once again, welcome to Reading with Steve. Got the browser up here again. I have some of these old tabs that I was looking at last week. I think we could read about I have architecture, copyright, and history. I was thinking about actually doing something else, like looking up something like shampoo or something. I don't know. The making like these inventions or something, just to see if we could find something interesting about that. Let's see shampoo. Let's see what that turns up. Hmm. 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 All right. Well, it's taking a while. All right. Well, I mean, we have three topics, I guess we can choose from. Architecture would sort of be the one that I would think about doing at the moment. Here we go. History is a little too short. It's all bullet points about the timeline of history. We can talk about prehistory. That might be interesting. Ancient history might be kind of neat. We've talked about ancient Greece already. We've done the Roman Empire, ancient Egypt. The problem with doing some of these is actually that I'm not sure if I know how to pronounce the names, and it might be very difficult. Okay, here's the shampoo one, and it's like 8 lines long. That's it. Shampoo. Shampoo is a beauty care product. It is used to remove natural oils from hair. It is like liquid soap, but is made to wash hair. It is sold in stores, and many people use it to make their hair clean. After people use shampoo, they might use a conditioner, which makes the hair soft. Together, they have a good effect on a person's hair. The people who make shampoo try to make it smell nice. They also try to make the shampoo healthier. In addition to shampoo for hair, there are body shampoos made to wash an entire body. Just has a picture of a bottle of shampoo. All right, so that was well, short. Done with that one. Oh, I should have printed that one. Okay, we'll get back to that anyway. Ancient history, that could be, so this is again a lot of timeline stuff, a lot of bullet points. 1000 BC to 100 BC, 100 BC to in the Roman Empire. Yeah, so it's all bullet points basically. Not sure if that would be too interesting to read. We'll get out of that one. Prehistory. Prehistory has a decent intro that talks about the timeline of the Earth and then the timeline of people. That might be kind of neat. Well, we can, why not? If you want, this is a lot of numbers. A lot of numbers for prehistory, but we can give it a shot. See what it is like. All right, well, let's do prehistory. Nice little short one. We did shampoo already. Although not really. That was kind of a too short, to tell you the truth. All right, here we go. This is prehistory. Prehistory, or prehistory hyphenated, is the time before people began to write. The word comes from the ancient Greek words pre, before, and historia equals history. Paul Tournal first used the French word préhistorique. He found things made by humans more than 10,000 years ago in some caves in France. The word was first used in France around 1830 to talk about the time before writing. Daniel Wilson used it in English in 1851. The term is mostly used for the period from 4.5 billion BC to 3000 BC, roughly speaking, the Neolithic time, or the Neolithic period. Sometimes the term prehistoric is used for much older periods, but scientists have more accurate terms for those more ancient times. Less is known about prehistoric people because there are no written records, history, for us to study. Finding out about prehistory is done by archaeology. This means studying things like tools, bones, buildings, and cave drawings. Prehistory ends at different times in different places when people began to write. In the more ancient Stone Age prehistory, people lived in tribes and lived in caves or tents made from animal skin. They had simple tools made from wood and bones and cutting tools from stone such as flint, which they used to hunt and make simple things. They made fire and used it for cooking and to stay warm. They made clothing out of animal skins and later by weaving. Society started when people began doing specialized jobs. This is called the division of labor. The division of labor made people depend on one another and led to more complex civilizations. Some important sciences that are used to find out more about prehistory are paleontology, astronomy, biology, geology, anthropology, and archaeology. Archaeologists study things left over from prehistory to try to understand what was happening. Anthropologists study the traces of human behavior to learn what people were doing and why. After people started to record events, first by drawing symbols, called pictographs, and then by writing, it became much easier to tell what happened, and history started. These records can tell us the names of leaders such as kings and queens, important events like floods and wars, and the things people did in their daily lives. The time when prehistory ended and history started is different in different places, depending on when people began to write and if their records were kept safe or lost so they could be found later on. In places like Mesopotamia, China, and ancient Egypt, things were recorded from very early times, around 3200 BC in ancient Egypt, and these records can be looked at and studied. In New Guinea, the end of prehistory came much later, around 1900. The timeline of the Earth. 1. 4.5 billion years ago, Earth formed out of smaller rocks flying around the Sun. 3.5 million years ago, first very simple and tiny forms of life formed in the seas. 600 million years ago, first animals, also in the seas. 500 million years ago, first plants and animals on land. 230 million years ago, first dinosaurs appear. 65 million years ago, dinosaurs disappear. Mammals take their place as dominant animals. 30 million years ago, the first apes. 2.5 million years ago, first humans. The timeline of people. 2.5 million years ago, the start of Lower Paleolithic Age, during which a type of early prehuman called Australopithecus lived. These people made tools out of bones and stones and made shelters out of branches. 1 million years ago, a type of early human called Homo erectus lived. People made hand axes and wooden spears. 250,000 years ago, first Homo sapiens, modern people. People make fire. People use bolas. People hunt elephants. 100,000 years ago, Middle Paleolithic Age. Neanderthal people lived. People live in caves and make cave drawings. People begin to bury dead people. 40,000 years ago, Upper Paleolithic Age. Cro-Magnon people lived. People make spears from antlers, make houses from hides or animal skins, paint cave drawings, and make things out of clay. People make needles out of antlers and make jewelry. 10,000 years ago, the last ice age ends. 10,000 BC to 4,000 BC, Mesolithic Age. In northwest Europe, people make bows and arrows. People use dogs to hunt and to carry things. 9,000 BC, Neolithic Age. People in the Near East start to change from hunting and gathering to food hunting and gathering food to growing crops and using farm animals. 7000 BC, people in southwest Europe begin using copper to make tools. 6000 BC, the British Isles move away from Europe. 2580 BC, the Egyptians build the Great Pyramids in Giza. People in the Middle East use iron and make plows. 2400 BC, people make Stonehenge in England. 3300 BC to 1200 BC, Bronze Age in Britain. People make tools out of bronze. 1200 BC to 400 AD, the Iron Age in Britain. People make tools out of iron. The Roman Empire rises and falls. All right. Well, that's prehistory for today. We'll leave it there. Thank you very much for joining me today with Reading with Steve. Once again. And I think, yeah, we will cut it there. All right. Well, thanks very much. Hope you guys enjoyed that. If you have any questions or comments, leave them in the